So I'm going to try to be as brief as possible, because whenever there's a number of things that are on your heart and a number of things that you're thinking about, you sometimes have this desire to want to regurgitate everything that you feel in hopes that it will land upon inviting ears. So I rise to remind us of something. I rise today to remind us of our responsibility during this unprecedented crisis. And I did say our responsibility, because I am convinced of something. I'm convinced of the fact that we are dealing with a virus that doesn't discriminate. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter if you went to Harvard or Macalester. Doesn't matter if you live in North Minneapolis or on the Iron Range or in Mankato. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO or if you're a celebrity like Tom Hanks. It doesn't matter if you're a great basketball player in the NBA. And it doesn't matter if you're in the NFL, because it doesn't discriminate. So to me, it is important that we do not lose sight of our connectiveness, that we are connected. We might be in different places and spaces, but we are connected by our human spirit. And it is equally as important that as we recognize that we rise to the occasion so that we're really clear about how we are making progress. The governor has been a steadfast leader, every day getting on television, having meetings throughout the day to make sure that he is leading as a leader here in the great state of Minnesota. And he's reached out to many of us to talk about what are we seeing in our neighborhoods, in our communities. How are they impacted by it? Why? Because he ran on the platform and it appears that he believes in the motto, One Minnesota. So when I hear us get on the floor and begin to speak as if the governor is some alien where he doesn't understand the challenges that we all face, then that is challenging to me. So as we advocate for opening our economy, and as we think about what is best for small business, that's important, because small business owners are the backbone of our economy, but they are part of the fabric of Minnesota. We cannot look only at what we think is important to open up the economy and not be people-centered. We heard Dr. Klein so eloquently talk about things from the healthcare perspective and what he sees and the potential challenges if we don't adhere to doing the right thing. What choices a Dr. Klein would have to make when it comes to individuals not having enough respirators or ventilators, or our frontline folks not having personal protective equipment. Again, our decisions must be people-centered around health and through a health lens, and not just economically driven. Do we want to get back to work? Sure. I know some people who are stir crazy right now. They want to be rescued from their children. They want to be rescued from the challenges that they are experiencing, because we've never been here before. But let not our circumstances blind us to the reality that we are in this together. We must balance our consideration with the goal of all of us getting through this challenge. And you know what is also key? Words matter. Words really do matter. And I heard Senator Kent read something from one of her constituents, and it reminded me of one of my constituents who wrote me a note on Saturday. And I think this note from her, and I'll just call her Lisa, because that's her first name. I won't give you her last name. But the note from Lisa was a wonderful reminder, not just for me, but I hope that the same words that she articulated to me somehow helps you. Here's what she said. She said, Dear Senator Champion, it's a heavy time. I read today that encouraging words to one another can help lift the weight of worry. What an important message for today. In fact, Proverbs 12:25 tells us anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up. I hope it encourages you that I'm praying for you. I also want to ask you to choose your words carefully as people look to you for leadership in the COVID-19 crisis. You can cheer up or tear down. Thank you for all of your hard work you are doing to help and protect us. I'm praying for you. Be encouraged. We are going to emerge from this a stronger nation. May you experience peace over this Easter weekend. And the power of those words is that I want to do exactly what she did for me. She lifted me. She reminded me how words are important and that it's important for us to remember that we can get through this and we will get through it together. And I am thankful for the great leadership of Governor Walz, who every day makes sure that he's going to bed. He's having sleepless hours, I know, trying to figure out what's in the best of Minnesota because he cares about Minnesota. And he cares about business as he cares about my wife, who's a pharmacist, as he cares about my son, who's a high school junior. He cares about the senior in high school who can't have a prom. Who has to worry about what about that senior trip? Am I going to even be able to walk across the stage? He cares about that college graduate after we spent so much money making sure they can get through college. Now we want nothing else but for them to walk across the stage. He cares about the fact that there are athletes who can't necessarily finish out their careers doing the things that they love. But the one thing I'm reminded of, and I'll finish with this, is every day I get up, I see my son who's in high school at the table doing distant learning. And I see my college student who is finishing up his first year in Colorado, also at the table. And my wife, who is a pharmacist, leaving the door in order to go make sure that she, too, is a part of the fight. So we're in it together. So let's encourage each other, and let's find the strength to get us through it together, not blame each other. Thank you so much.